but he's unreliable. Now, the World Surf League's qualifying series welcomes you to a spring-like morning in Portugal as we fire up the Estrella Galicia Caparica Surf Fest 2022. Some early morning sunshine poking through, light airs, mean a glassy sea surface, and a few little ripples of interest out on the water. Tends us to think one thing: we're going to be on. Here to talk you all through it today. Joining myself, Paul Evans, alongside Jose Ferreira, and also special guest Ben Mundy in the studio. Just came in last minute, mate. Nice of you to join us.
Or you guys, and yeah, the sun is shining and the waves are out. Very happy.
Today a little smaller today, and yesterday we were thinking maybe we won't have enough to run. Actually, it's one of those rare days when the surf looks a little bigger than what you can see on the forecast. Why is that?
The swell is showing off its face more since the east wind dropped, so we have a glassy morning once again. And yeah, we're looking at a beautiful day ahead.
Okay, can we, show of hands, put your hand up if you did anything fun last night.
Yeah, I did.
I did too.
Okay, everyone did fun stuff. Ben, like to tell me about your evening briefly.
Well, I was with you, Paul.
Elevator pitch, so I just want the 10-second summary.
A 3-1 win, quarterfinal win. We went to Benfica Stadium,
Yeah.
the Stade de Luz, and we watched Benfica play Liverpool in a really great night in Lisbon. It was amazing.
Can I just say, I didn't know you had that level of violence in you, Ben. I was actually really surprised to see you
Yeah, well,
in that fountain, throwing that patio
the
furniture.
thing about those steel chairs is that they do carry. Yeah, it was a brilliant night. Welcomed, sat with the Benfica fans, which was great. Saw the Eagle, and just generally sort of got the vibes. Loved it.
Well, after a great Lisbon night comes a great Lisbon morning, and here to give us some detail on exactly what's going on today is our roving reporter, Joanna Garnell.
Guys, it's wonderful to hear you had an amazing night. But we're going to have an amazing morning. Looks like it, doesn't it, Hugo?
Yeah, looks like that we have some waves. Very similar than yesterday, so perfect conditions for finish the second round. And then let's see if the swell is supposed to come in this afternoon. So let's see if it's today or tomorrow. But for now, looks like that we're going to have the third round of men's after the finish the second round.
Do you think we'll be on hold for today? Do you think it'll be consistent?
Let's see hour by hour, because also we know that we have a swell coming in. Also, we have a little bit onshore from 11, 12 o'clock. So let's see what the winds do to the waves. And yeah, but we know for sure that tomorrow we have waves. So, and now we have similar from yesterday. So let's run and finish very similar that we had yesterday.
Well, there you go, guys. Back to you.
Thank you, Garnell. Happy birthday to Hugo. It's his B-day yesterday.
Yeah. How old was he?
It's 25. He got the face-down bumps from the judges. They love that. They love the face-down bumps.
Yeah. Always doing a great job. No one knows this part of the coast, and that legendary bodyboarder, and he's all over it. If any have I sort of heard a bad call from Hugo. And yeah, let's push on. You can see the little lines. You can see the sun's poking out. Pretty cold day, wasn't it? Say for area, the local day, but it was cold yesterday. A Portuguese proper cold.
Everyone was complaining
Yeah,
yesterday
they were,
about the
weren't
cold.
they?
Everyone was
Are you used to
surprised.
Except you, Zay, mate. I didn't hear you grumble.
I was
Not one to win,
complaining
Joey.
inside.
Okay.
But yeah, way better today. Have our fishermen there, and we just started the day.
We're underway here. Let's check out Ika Trigueros taking on LM Benzvi, Maximilian Mikkelsvi, another Polish surfer. Great to see them on the QS. Also Ryan Coelho, very highly rated young up-and-coming Brazilian surfer. That's Maximilian. More representation out of the Baltic. And he has got a 4-man heat to get through, where, of course, 2 surfers will advance. We're sticking with the men. Going to finish off this round that we ran through a large chunk of yesterday. Before things wrapped up towards that high tide, it was getting a little slow. And interesting to hear the breakdown of the forecast from my contest director, Hugo Pinheiro. Maybe a touch of wind later. At the moment, really glassy out there, Zay.
Yeah, so today there's a new swell coming in and some onshore wind, which in this case might help our case because a little bit of wind creates a bit more energy, a bit more movement. But as Hugo was saying, it's really about analyzing the conditions at different times and taking the decisions. Yesterday was, we had really good decisions with the waiting and then with the call in the 11th heat, where there was no waves or poor surfing, and so yeah, Hugo knows these beaches really well. He's born here. He's from around here, so we're safe.
High tide ran through around about 6 a.m. this morning, just a little before sunrise. We're at the top of the tide, which, according to my calculations, means low. It's going to be very shortly after midday. Not a massive swing there today, relatively speaking. 1.5 meters, big in some parts of the world. Not particularly untoward round here, but still, nevertheless, it will change this speech completely. Let's see how we go. At the moment, pretty favourable. Getting down towards that mid-tide mark, which is probably best for this bank at this size, from what we've seen so far. And we're getting underway here with Coelho. Surfed well in the Azores last autumn. Whipped one a couple of times on the backhand. Just a quick start from him. Will be a number thrown down by a panel. And we're underway here, Zay.
Yeah, first wave of the day. Smaller surfer, so should have some advantage in these conditions. Two-turn wave to start his campaign. Did well, nothing crazy, but just good to put your feet underway, your feet on your board, and just start.
So a marked contrast yesterday, had that howling offshore wind, which had got sort of a fetch of offshore, which kind of ran all the way back into sort of Central Europe. So really was quite a cold and just constant wind, basically blowing us well back out to sea. That's all gone away this morning. That's why that sea surface looking quite velvety.
Everyone was in the water this morning as well, as opposed to yesterday. We had like 5-10 guys in the water yesterday, and today was like...
The warm-ups have looked brutal. It was like a
Brutal.
feeding frenzy. Yeah. All right, we've got paddler here. It looks like Trigueros, the young Spaniard. And he'll just crumble a lip, unable to get onto what looked like a left-hander. Meanwhile, top of the peak, it looks like Mikulski and Coelho both having paddles. All right, here we go. Our surfer in white, out of Poland. And he'll just catch her out on a final turn after generating a bit of momentum.
It's crazy how from contest to contest or from season to season you see more and more diverse nationalities in our draw. It's really, it's a good sign, but let's watch this replay. First turn, solid surfer, solid surfing. Just couldn't make that last one, would have been important. Bigger wave too, but ended up being a 1.67, 2.67 for Ryan. So this heat is starting slow. A lot of time to go. Anyway,
Feels like it could be one of those mornings, mate, with not loads of action coming from the water. All about picking the quality as well, finding the better sets, just having a little peep at all the warm-up ways we saw before. Every maybe 15, 20 minutes, there seemed to be a set about twice the size of all the others. It's all about being in the spot, having that priority as well when that set comes through. There's the in-between ways, got limited scoring potential. So you see the skyline of Caparica, nestled in between those rock jetties.
Caparica could really well be Portugal's California coast. Either Caparica or Cascais, but just because it's closer to Lisbon. And you see all those buildings behind there. They were built like, a lot of years ago. And slowly, the last decade, there has been a lot of surf hostels, surf houses, surf cafes, surf shops. And the coast is just getting more and more interesting lately. Also, the municipality has been taking care of the roads and everything here, so it's a good place. It's a little nest for foreigners, I would say. There's more and more people from abroad as well living here.
Yeah, it's super handy from central Lisbon as well. You can avoid the sort of stickier times of traffic. Jump on the bridge, and you're over here in about 10, 15 minutes or so from the center, really. You get a good run, so no time at all. As we'll see game faces from the next heat.
It's Manuel Gameiro, Teresa's Bom Valor's coach. He had a few heats yesterday as well, and he's been really solid in the Portuguese scene. Everyone who's training with him has been doing well. So a good coach can really make a difference in an athlete's career.
Little paddle out the back from Trigueros, an unsuccessful one. Coelho likes it though, finds himself a right-hander. And he'll try and keep that board busy, whipping a couple of times. Nothing with too much sort of commitment to the turn, so just kind of flicking around really. There'll be another small number for him, but he has looked the more sprightly of this lot so far.
Yeah, let's watch that replay. It's a good wave. He's sitting a bit under the other guy, so he's playing more active. He's being more active, but these turns, because he's a young guy, right? So he doesn't yet has that power in the legs, but he's moving, he's scoring, and he's ahead. He's in first place.
Could be an advantage in the smaller conditions,
Yeah.
bit light on your feet.
Yeah.
Talked about that lighter equipment. Probably a reasonable shout for stepping down to the grovelers, to the epoxies, the small wave contest boards that our surfers like to have. Given that competing on the QS, there's a good chance you're going to get some suboptimal conditions at some stage. Their favourite board when the waves aren't really offering the juice, giving you a little bit more from your equipment, always key. But as we can see from opening 9 minutes or so of this heat, just not loads of opportunity coming through. Does feel just a little bit like the end of a swell before the next one fills in.
Exactly. The QS is just an adaptation game, Paul. In it, you come to Costa de Caparica, you get 2 foot offshore and glassy waves. Then you go to Santa Cruz and you get like big waves. Then if you make the Challenger Series, you go to Snapper Rock. So Coelho again.
Coelho, busy as you like. Favouring this right-hander. The heat leader. Some backhand hits on that wave, which is really breaking at kind of walking pace, really, at best. That wave manages, nevertheless, to get some snapping done. Building up a little head of steam here, and everyone else just kind of sits there out the back, looking for the bomb. Coelho has just been chipping away, plugging away. Maybe a little more energy from this little set stacking up here. Let's see if we can find position. Looks like Ben Svi, our Israeli, looking at the right hand, and he's got himself a wave here. Here he goes. Just gets a little stuck on his initial takeoff, and then he'll get some momentum going down the line. Unfortunately, he's waited a long time, and he just falls off on a relatively routine turn. Meanwhile, right behind him, just maybe slightly overcooking the turn, goes off pole, Galuski. Maybe just pushing a little bit there and trying to force it rather than just do a little standard clip and get yourself a score.
Definitely at this point, at this stage in the heat, a one-turner, and that wave was a bit bigger than the average. So as we saw yesterday, a one-turner can be a savior. And yeah, just pushing it a bit too much there. Coelho on his 3rd or 4th wave, so able to put a bit more rail on those turns. The wave is still small though, but still up front. His strategy has been the best so far, but 14 minutes to go, so a lot of time. All the surfers on the next heat are watching carefully, discussing carefully. This is another Portuguese coach, or he's living in Portugal, but he's from Argentina. But these first heats of the morning are not easy for anyone. Not easy for the judges, because you know, they're analyzing the scale they're going to use on that particular day. Also, the surfers are adapting to the conditions and adapting to everything. So, not an easy.
Also, the commentators, mate. It's not easy
also
for us.
the commentators.
Yeah, we're the ones doing the real hard yards. Let's not forget that.
Exactly.
So we are putting in work.
True that.
What do we got here? Got some action. Paddlers on the peak. And here goes Trigueros. Backside from him. Nice speed. Nice and styly. Bang. He'll tag it. Good stuff from Trigueros as he just whips the backhand turn. Small in stature. Not a lot of him. Manages to get that slight frame down the line with some velocity. Let's get another look.
Yeah, he kind of looks for a good section. Catches his rail a little bit on the bottom turn, but finishes off the turn, which will do him well for his scoreboard, as he didn't have anything yet, really. So this heat is starting later. He goes to 2nd place. and Portuguese promise surfer on the next heat with David. I feel like we're only seeing Portuguese coaches there, but don't be fooled. There's a lot of coaches from everywhere around Europe that come and support the surfers here. It's just not always easy for surfers to bring their coaches because financially it's a cost.
How much does the coach get paid, Zee? Great point.
It's a good point.
$500,000 a year? Maybe not quite that much.
A little bit more.
Okay.
If you're competing only in the nationals and the regionals, it's $500,000, around $500,000. Kidding, but I'd say around between 200 and 400 a month. So 300 might be like an average pay. But then you pay for to bring them to the contest. So
you got to pay for their lunch as well. It all gets costly. 11 on the clock. Not loads of action to bring you in this, but a real slow burner. More slow than burn. We're going to get a quick commercial break. Join us for more live action. Our first heat of the day. Let's see if it fires up for the back end. We'll be back soon. Welcome back to Costa de Caparica, Portugal. A Wednesday morning with bright sunshine and very light winds with a pretty small swell in the water too. Not loads of energy being offered by the Atlantic thus far today. New swell on the way though. Always keeps us optimistic. So far, well, the best of the early running in this is little Ryan Coelho. Built up some numbers. A number came in for the Spaniard Trigueros. Got himself up in seconds, but not really much quality to bring. You haven't really had a set so far in this one. Let's see if the ocean can provide us with a lot more opportunity. If it doesn't, it'll be hard to surf if the waves don't come through. And always testing the patience of, well, particularly our competitors, as they just try and stay in this and find these opportunities. It's like more encouraging sight there. Got some lines making their way in. And a paddle from the Israeli Ben Zvi, looking at a left-hander, the backhand from him. And he's a little behind it. Goes for a foam climb maneuver, which is ultimately unsuccessful. And then wind down on the inside. He might duck dive a few waves here, because a little bit of motion from outside. Let's see if anyone else can find himself a little corner. Does seem to be offering a decent amount of shape when the waves do come through. It's not quite enough of him for our liking. Here goes Trigueros though. What's he found here? He's going to go from deep and clock a left, which was always running away. Just fit the one turn in.
Yeah, that'll be enough. A one turner was working yesterday, will work today as well. As the conditions or the size of the waves are kind of the same. And he'll probably go to first place. And it's really a strategic heats that people will have to surf, because You know, there's not a lot of waves. When the waves come, you know, it's not always easy to find an open face to go for more than one turn, as we see the replay from our surfer in blue from Israel. He's used to small waves, probably. But truth is, Israel gets punchy when the waves are, you know, when there's a big storm in the Mediterranean. It's surprising. And also there's a good wave in Tel Aviv. You know, I'm not going to say where, for sake of my own defense, but yeah, it's not only about wind waves. And an interesting thing, I should say, is, or at least interesting for me, but in the border between Israel and, well, in Gaza, there's a place where, you know, surfers from both countries, both parts of their region are surfing together, which is really cool.
As Kalatri getting ready for the next heat, game face on. And a lot of staring out to sea with, well, a slight air of kind of bafflement at where exactly the waves are. It has been a really slow one, this one. Super wave-starred, really. Chigueros gets himself in the lead, though. Crucially, that last little backhand stab goes to first. Coelho will jump down to second. Michalowski and Ben Zvi with a little work to do, but not big requirements. Shall we check out the recap? Check out how this one went down. It's not been particularly action-packed. But this man here, the young Brazilian, well, he was fired up from the start.
Yeah, Ryan, you know, choosing a different strategy, not waiting for the best waves, just catching whatever he can get his hands on, and has been paying off for him. Young surfer, smaller surfer, so, you know, really did well to choose a different strategy, smart. And Trigueros here, our surfer in the first place, just did two kind of similar waves. This one and his next, which is this one. Just two backside hits. Enough to put him in first place for now. And looks like we have some movement.
Lines heading in. Priority is with Coelho in second place. Will he use it on the right? I think he will. Here he goes, the backhand attack. Whips the bottom turn, good turn. Nice spray, bang, hit it again. And one more time as he gets, well, some slightly troublesome section to deal with, which he does pretty well. Gets himself out of there by getting on the gas. And he will flick it a couple more times. There'll be some points heading his way for that effort. Slightly bigger wave from him. Not sure if he got much else ridden in that.
Playing a really smart heat, Coelho. You know, he's been on the best waves of this heat. That can really make you go through without having to hustle that much. So, Coelho there, showing you that a good strategy, a good, you know, reading of the ocean, a good flow on the waves, on the rhythm of the waves can really make that difference there. And we have one of the last shots of this heat with 3:20 to go, and it's our Michalowski. Okay, no, he made that one. Michalowski. I hope I'm getting that right.
Here goes Coelho, snipping away on the backside once again. Opens up the shoulders, just kind of flicks that ball through the lip, throwing up little handfuls of spray in the morning sunshine. Oh, on a sunny morning, got a quiet morning in Caparica. It feels slightly earlier than it is. One of those kind of days. We all get them. 2:45 on the clock now. Chigueros has improved. He's there in first, but he's not got a big number. Sorry, Coelho has come up behind him and improved with that 7.5, so he's not a long way back. It's those two with the early running. And it looked like Michalowski, who again had another wave and just fell on what looked like a turn that he kind of got done. So not managing to finish off his maneuvers, that could cost him. Ben Svee, here he goes. He's not been at this at all. He needs something here. Important wave for him. What's he got? A little clip off the top. And some down the line speed. He spied a section. Just kind of keep on nudging down the line. And eventually he'll throw up something of a sort of tentative snap. Better stuff from him. Finished off his wave. Got a couple of hits done. Meanwhile, here goes Michalewski on the forehand. Nice little rail jam. Good stuff from him. If he can get another turn in here. Wow, there he goes. And one more for good measure. Fell on the last, but I tell you, I like the combo there, Zay.
Definitely. Yeah, you can see the difference between, in terms of stature and power, between Ryan, which is a younger surfer, and this guy right here. He turns and there's a bit more of water coming, a bit more of rail. The judges like that. So 2 turns, 2 marked maneuvers, and the judges will reward him for that. And here we had kind of a Jeffreys Bay runner. This wave was long, as you can see.
I like your positive thinking, mate, comparing it to J-Bait.
Yeah. It's,
thousands wouldn't, but I like
not
it.
so different.
Yeah.
Really. And Ryan here on another good wave.
Ooh.
This was probably his best so far. So, you know, it's really good for a young surfer to gain some experience in a QS like this. And Trigueiro's last one. So this will 3 turns. Nice one for Trigueiro.
Mate, it's been an absolute frenzy of activity in the last 5 minutes. Highlights.
Yeah.
It's all coming through thick and fast. Let's see where this all goes score-wise. Our judges right now, well, they got their work cut out. They got numbers for everybody to come in. Let's see if we shuffle up the pack. We reckon Michalewski got a good chance of improving for his little combo of turns. Ben Svee as well is due a score. Coelho with the backhand whips. Trigueiros looking ever sharp. We're going to run out of time here. Let's see if there's more numbers to come in. Our score screen is actually having a while to have its coffee this morning, just thinking about things. So I'm not sure. It looks like numbers. Okay, so Trigueiros does improve. Goes up to that 916. Michalewski, wow, he's going to be disappointed because he actually got the number and he's tied with Coelho. But because Coelho has got the better high score, Michalewski stays in 3rd and he'll be gutted about that. Just a couple of mistakes on the backhand really cost him. Did well with his right hand and the combo returns, and that'll wrap it up. Trigueiros, Coelho will advance. Michalewski, Ben Svee will bow out of competition. It's tricky in underpowered conditions in the early morning. The surfer's able to process all that info and get it done, advance to the next round. Come back to fight again. We're going to get a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll bring you more live action. Heat 13 of the round of 128 is coming right up.
Almada, território de muitos.
And a very warm welcome back to the beach. Costa de Caparica plays host to qualifiers from around the fair shores of Europe and beyond that too. That man there, Chigueras, got work done in the last heat. Went to the backhand tools early on, showed us the skill set, got the win. 9 points, something like that. You won't be too worried about scores. All about just getting it done, getting through. And a little debrief from the Spanish camp. And it's that time of day as we set up the next heat. Mateo Calacci, Rafael Silva, Rodrigo Leb, Francisco Ordonez. It's time to welcome Chico Alves into the studio for the first time today. How you feeling, mate?
I'm feeling great. And you, Paul?
Yeah, good, tickety-boo. I'm loving the fact that it's a little bit sunnier, but significantly less windy. There's a couple of waves out there, mate. Let's check out Lebre.
Yeah, the waves look fun this morning. They look better than yesterday, actually. Less wind, a little bit more punchy. As we see green here, I think this was a 5, 6, 7. Oh, great hit off the top. Francisco Ordonez is a really stylish surfer, up-and-coming surfer from Portugal, and showing off his style there and power and flow. And here, Matteo Calacci from Italy, digging the rail there. Not too much power in that wave. As we see Ordonez trying to get rid of that 277, or this was a 277, and he fell there. So nice start for Francisco Ordonez, nice start for Rafael Silva too, with a 4-5. So everyone is in the mix and the waves are looking great.
Yeah, we had a slow sort of start, middle, and the beginning of the end of the last heat, and this one has just fired up with some sets. So those elusive, bigger sets that we didn't see early on. They fired up this first heat. There's a little frenzy of activity, all sorts of numbers coming in. Good stuff for Ordonez. That 5, 6, 7, that's healthy. And he will lead the heat with that. Otherwise, we got kind of 4s elsewhere. Calacci with that fall on the last wave. But prior to that, he got himself a flat 4. So all sorts of numbers coming in. How are we feeling about a big day of competition here? What do you think, mate? What's going to happen today?
Well, I think...
Waves going to break?
Well, I think...
Tide's going to come out, go in.
Well, I think
Go
the tide...
down, in, out, all of that stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Wind's going to come up, maybe?
What?
Wind might come up?
Well, if it doesn't come up too much, I think it's going to be fun.
New swells coming later, they're filling in tonight.
But I think the swell is coming in earlier, I think. Okay. That's my feeling. I feel like the ocean wasn't supposed to be this big. And today looks really fun, actually. I've seen some sets, and you can tell it's a lot more pushy, that has more power than yesterday, which allows the surfer to have more fun. So it's more entertaining for everyone, and I'm really entertained.
Okay.
Are you?
Yeah, equipment for today, mate. What board? What are you thinking?
Well, today I think an epoxy board again.
Okay.
Glassy conditions.
Yep.
No digging the rail, and easy to surf.
I like it. I like your tactics. I like what Don has so far in this. It looks sparky. Enjoyed the turns on the left-hander. Judges did too. And that 5-6 sits as a relatively significant score, really, given the context of things. As we'll look at the crystal clear waters of Costa Caparica from above, you can pretty much see every ripple of sand on the bottom. As you're sitting there in the lineup, particularly when it's kind of small and not loads of water moving around. And from that shot, you just about make up little peaks up and down. So a couple of good peaks at the next beach down between the next set, the jetties. Our competitors very much focused on our main competition area. And if you get through this heat, you get to come in, enjoy your breakfast, think about shredding in the round of 96.
Yeah, 96 is the where the seating guys come up.
Yeah.
Or 64.
Might be 64, the top seeds.
64, right?
Yep, yep.
But yeah, I think once we progress through the rounds, it's going to get harder, and we're going to see more competitive fire coming out of the gates. Everyone has points on the line. all the surfers are here to qualify for the Challenger Series. So you can tell by the expression of some surfers that they are focused. They've been training. They are waiting for their heats, and you can feel the tension on the beach, which is quite impressive. Even though, as we see, like a fish boat there.
It's definitely got one of those sort of vibes to it this morning where you might go for, I'm not saying a jog, Chico. I'm saying one of those kind of speed walks. Do you know what I mean? I can see you just, you know, you get this little, get the hips going and the bum wiggling a bit, and it just like you.
I don't run.
You burn more calories, but it's low impact on your knees.
Yeah.
You know? And maybe
Speed,
with the big headphones.
speed jogging.
Some some
All white
motivational
costume,
music. Yeah.
and maybe green shoes.
Yeah, I could see you doing that, mate. Just sort of earn your breakfast, you know, then you come back and then get into right into the pastries.
Okay. I think tomorrow morning we should go for that.
Yeah.
Do you actually play tennis?
Sure.
Okay, let's do it.
A lot of sporting activities available across the Caparica. We're focused on the marine sports, specifically the one of surfing right now, as we see our quartet making a nice, pretty sort of diamond formation with red at the apex of that peak. Calatri, the Italian, third place right now. He's looking for just a 2.58. Priority sits with Rafael Silva in second place in this one. But you know what? Let's go and hear from a man who got first place in our first heat of the morning. His name is Iker Chagiros, and he is standing by for a chat.
That's right. Congratulations. How are you feeling? First heat of the day.
Thank you. It were tricky conditions, but I went to good waves. They are like really bad conditions, and I find two waves that be the points for I need.
You were. There was a situation there at the end that they could have got your first place, but you stood strong, and the outcome was first place. So, what happened there?
Yes, I wait like 10 minutes to the first wave, and I find a 3.83, I think, and then I have been in the third position during all my heat, and in the last 2 minutes I find a 5.5, I think, and I get the first position.
Do you want to talk to me a bit about your board?
What are you surfing with? What?
What are you surfing with?
With a Pacer 5.8 and 24 liters, and it's the best board I have in that moment, and the best I do.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, and good luck in the next round.
Thank you.
Chagiros, all smiles after a strong showing in the first heat of the day, getting work done. The Paisal's looking good, and he'll be happy with that performance. Looking to build up momentum here on our Portuguese doubleheader, 2 QS events back-to-back for the men, just the one for the women. Caparica, we kicked the women off yesterday. As we'll see a paddle here, looks like Rodrigo Lebre. Here he is, with a little sort of spring out the back as he exits that wave, and it'll run away, and it'll look to regain position in the lineup. So after a busy start, this one's gone pretty quiet. Can we get back on the pastry chat? What? It looked like you were tucking into a little box of something sweet this morning there, Chico. What?
Yeah, I stopped by.
What sort of sugar and kind of processed wheat-based breakfast were you having this morning?
No, like I stopped by a really famous pastry from Costa.
What's the name?
Pastel Sant Antonio.
Okay.
And I wanted to bring you guys some like small. How do you say the small ones? Like the small version of the cake.
Yep.
Miniature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mini cakes.
Yeah, the mini.
The little fellas.
But what happened is I got really like sad, really sad, because they were from yesterday, and I was a little bit disappointed. I thought they were the ones that were coming out of the oven.
Right.
And then yeah, I have to go there once I get like a break on the eats. I'm gonna try to make another surprise.
One of the things
because you were one of the guys that didn't eat.
Yeah.
And I was upset about it.
I like a man who's got his priorities in life straight. You went to get cakes for the team. You weren't happy that they weren't from this morning. They're from yesterday.
And I'm gonna.
You put your foot down. You went, no, I'll come back later.
Yeah.
I'm not having yesterday's cakes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because I know how good they are, and I respect that. So, I'm not gonna call it a day when I have a full day next to it. and I'm gonna go there and show you guys I've got the potential of bringing good cakes to the beach.
Looking forward to it, mate. You're making me hungry as we check out James Triglone, Mondays, mate, from Estrella. He lives around here. He's popping up at the European events, showing up, blowing up. Triglone taking on Lipke, former CT surfer. Also Alonso Hermining coming up in that one. So it's all starting to get spicy. We've got some veterans coming in, taking on the young bucks. That's the story on the qualifying series. And it looks much more like a typical spring-like morning in Portugal today. Yesterday was a little bit subdued with that sort of kind of cloud cover, that whipping wind. That looks nice. And blue water, blue sky. It's always a good combo. Meanwhile, without loads of action to get excited about for the time being, we're actually going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to wrap up heat number 13. Sif, Calatri and Lebra can make a move. They've been a little bit starved so far. More live action coming from beautiful Lisbon, Portugal, right after this. Welcome back to live coverage of the Estrella Galicia Caparica Surf Fest. We'll pick up vision of Matteo Calatri, the Italian, going incomplete on an exuberant maneuver on the inside. Looking for just a 2.58 to come back into this heat. Get himself in an advancing position. We're going to take two surfers through to the next round. We'll also say ciao to two of them. Let's see how that goes down as we're looking at 10 on the clock in this one. And after a busy start, Chico, it's gone a little bit quiet. What do we want? We want action. When do we want it? Now.
Yeah, exactly. We had a flurry of action on the start of this heat, and now we see green trying to get the backup.
Ordonez makes a little wiggle room and just taps it. He's smooth as you like, this kid. And he's got some nice spark to his surfing too. The hot pink board looking good in the early morning sunshine, particularly early on with that 5.67, which feels huge right now. Let's get another look here.
Well, this was a good backhand turn. I think he had the space and he opened up, as we see during the break. This was Matteo Calatri. Did he make this?
Close to getting there, wasn't he? Nearly hung on. I like the way he just tried to put a little extra into that turn, didn't he? Because it's sort of a standard section. Could have just kind of clipped the close out, but he actually tried to throw fins. Goes incomplete. But I like the intent. Ordonez will remain in the lead, and he'll actually just extend slightly. He gets a 3.33 for that last effort. Just in the way he built a score on pretty much a nothing wave, really. Wasn't a lot on offer there. It still manages to improve. That's what it's all about. When your turn comes with priority in these low-scoring heats, make them count. Improve on your scoreline, even if it's not an epic wave. Always a chance to work on your backup, crucially. It's what he's done there. Goes up to 9 points out of 20 in total. Meanwhile, top of the peak, Calatri, backhand from him. Couple of pumps. And just kind of sticky, really. Unable to get down the line, that wave. Not offering a whole lot of energy. What time the pastry's coming, mate? 10, did you say? Well, pastry's coming out the oven.
Yeah, I think around 9:30.
Okay.
9:30. I'm gonna go there and check it out. I think Mateo kind of lost an opportunity there. That wave was probably the biggest wave of the heat so far.
What did he do wrong?
I thought he shouldn't try like a blow tail reverse without a backup. But that's just my opinion. And I thought.
Sorry, you're talking about the previous right hander. I thought you were talking about the left. I got you now. Yeah, I see where you are. Just maybe overcooking it slightly.
Yeah, exactly. He had a good opportunity there. There's not much time left. There's big lulls. He needed to make something count there, and I think maybe a big 8 only would be like a 4-5 or a 5 in this type of conditions.
He needs a 2.58, and he went for a sort of 7, didn't he? And he needed a 2.
Yeah, exactly. You need to surf to what's in front of you and not really like what you imagine. And now he has 4th priority and 7 minutes to go. So, yeah, I think that's the kind of mistake you cannot make when you're doing the QS. You had the wave, come off the bottom, do a big turn, get a 5, go out the back, you're in the lead, and that's it. The blowtail reverse looks really nice, was really technical, but at the end was 1-7. So I think he can go for it if he has 2 scores. But in this case, I think it was a mistake.
I think that's actually really good analysis. I like that. It was a great point. And one for kids out there. Surf to the score that you need, you know. Don't surf like a free surf.
Yeah,
surf like a QS.
I think most of the guys do that. The more experienced guys, like the Ramses, the Mark Lacomar, all those guys, the Vasco Ribeiro, they know what they need to do. They stand up. They know they need a 6. Yeah.
What do we got here? Paddle up. Looks like Rafael Silva. He's got a nice looking wave. Bang. Tags it. And again, he's looking at something. Woo. Hits an inside section. Just knifing the turn. Good work from him. Looking to defend his 2nd spot. 4-5. The requirement for 1st. But ultimately trying to make the requirement for Calatri and Lebra more difficult. Did he do that?
Yeah, he did. I think he did his best wave here. This first snap was really clean, nice in transition, and another one. So, great wave. I think it's going to be his best score so far. And, yeah, he's in the lead. So, yep, 4-7-3. Rafael Silva is in the lead.
Goes to 1st, Da Silva. Ordonez drops to 2nd. Only looking for a 3-5-6. Get back into 1st. We're about to hear the 5-minute warning. Calatri's requirement now is up there at a 5. Lebra also with a high 5, almost a 6. It's the number needed by him. This is your new heat leader, Rafael Silva.
I think Mateo had the 5 before on that wave. Because it was a bigger wave. That wave looked another day. So, yeah, as we see some sets approaching. So, let's see what the boys can do. We see White paddling in. Not really the wave he wants. There's another one. Looks bigger and looks really fun. Oh my God.
All right, priority is with Lebre. He'll use it here. Glassy, right-hander on the entry from the backhand from him. Bottom turn, top turn, cracks the whip. And then unable to get 2nd turn done. Meanwhile, right behind him, looks like Calatri will go backhand here. The Italian, big hits for a 1st turn. No 2nd section. Rafael Silva having a little speculative attempt on an inside. Ooh, and what we got here, Lebre's up again. So, without really paddling all the way back out, he's up and swinging and stabbing. And he'll get more turns done here. They're squeezing every little drop of juice. Ooh, there's the whip that we love from Ordonez. He's been smooth. He's led this heat for most of it. He's in 2nd right now. Doesn't need much to go to 1st. So lots of surfing happening, which is nice.
Yeah, we had like a good start of the heat with a lot of waves, and we are ending up the heat the same way we started. So we see here Red trying to get that 5-0-1, which I don't think will be enough, but he bettered his situation with the last wave, 4-3.
Yeah, he did. So just looking for that 4-7-8, surfing with some speed on the left. And you need more of that with 3 to go now. Ordonez goes back to first. Gets a 6-1-7. So Judge is paying out big for his work on that last right-hander. Let's get another look at it here. This is a 6-1-7, Chico.
Yeah, nice first hit. The wave had a lot of opportunity. He set you really well. Second snap and a third. 2 vertical approaches, finishing it off. And yeah, nice wave from Francisco. As we see here, snap and a quick hit from Mateo for a 3-5. Not enough for second. And yeah, we have Rafael Silva with priority. And here he comes.
Silva, and he'll get undone just by a little awkward bit of white water to scrap the rail. And he's annoyed because he was on his way to a section there. He had some speed going too. He's in second place, and he's a little bit vulnerable to a late charge from Kilatri, who needs a 5. Lebra needs a 6. Let's check out how this one's gone down. It has been heat 13 of a round of 128 surfers, and it's been Ordonez who's looked good value.
Yeah, a lot of style involved on his surfing and a lot of technique. He's really good. I really enjoyed this wave. I honestly thought this wave was better than his right. Now we have Rafael Silva on the left with a quick snap there. And I think this was his best wave so far. Nice snap there, quick in transition, and boom, another one. So making sure he finishes it off. Here was the 6-1-7 of Ordonez. Quick snap there. Here a little touch on the lip and getting another quick snap and vertical hit at the end. I honestly thought the left was better. You?
Can I say that I admired them both equally?
Yes.
I like the left and the right pretty much the same. It's really hard for me to choose.
Yes, you can do that, but you're not putting yourself on the spotlight, you know?
Classic Evans.
Classic Evans.
Under a minute to go. What do we got? Priority Lebra. 6-1-6 is the requirement for him. What does he need to do, Chico?
Well, I thought I cannot stop thinking about that wave.
Okay.
You know, that wave was one of the best waves of the heat, and I can tell he has the potential to make it easy. So, yeah, I thought he had the wave there, so. And he's not going to lose the priority. Oh no, he has 4th priority. So.
Okay, so Kilatri frustration stations for him. Loses in 3rd place. It looks like we're not going to see another wave ridden. Rodrigo Lebra. It's been a bit unlucky too. And Rafael Silva, and particularly Francisco Ordonez, have been good value in this. Particularly Ordonez, who started Sparky and then just turned the screw, getting that 6 towards the back part of the heat. And that's how you put it all together in kind of tricky small waves when there's not loads of power coming through. You got to make your own mojo, squeeze all the juice, and a healthy total 11.84. He'll like that when he goes through and sort of reanalyzes his performance. I think that's a pretty good points return for his morning's work. And he'll bring it in the prone position for a little debrief. It's time to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to bring Ben Mundy in the studio for the call. We're going to check out former CT surfer in the tune of Marlon Lipke. All of that come at you live from Portugal right after this.
Almada, território de muitos.
And welcome back here to Costa de Caparica Beach in Portugal. We're in the last heat there, looking pretty confident. Surfed well, the Brains Trust. Happy with his performance. I'm happy with my performance. My name's Ben Money. I'm joined in the booth by Chico Alves. We've had just the 2 heats this morning, progressing through this round of 128. We're going to push on to the round of 196. We've got sunny skies. We've got some fun waves. We've got a pretty stacked heat here. 2 Germans, an Aussie, and a Frenchman. Not the usual kind of setup, but James Triglione, from Australia originally, but he actually lives in a little fishing village just not far from Caparica, so he knows these waves. Big strapping sort of a lad. Probably hoping for a bit more swell, as the most surfers are, but also Marlon Lipke, Chico, and obviously surfing on the German flag, but has been living in Portugal pretty much all his surfing life. And he'll be favoured here, do you think?
Always see White here on the replay doing the break, coming off the bottom, nice style. Boom. Nice approach there. And the second one. Wow. What a good way to start this heat. Those 2 turns were really sharp. As we see Marlon on the left now, getting that speed up, quick jam there, getting another one, quick snap, board looking fast, and as Marlon does, finishes it off.
Yeah, former CT surfer back in 2009, perhaps. Always kept his foot in the game. He's been surfing in the Portuguese series, national titles, last few years. Doing well, and always sharp. Always bringing his A game. Big thinker about this sport. But it was probably Paco Alonso there, the Frenchman, that just got the quick start. It's 2 sort of fin releases on a small wave. And there's the Aussie Lisbon transplant, originally from Northern Beaches of Sydney, now making his home in Lisbon. We've got also that man there, Hugo Hermaning from Germany. So Germans well represented in this event. And he's sort of waiting patiently. Well, I think it's going to be a bit of a facet of today, being patient. The swell, probably a little bit of a nudge on yesterday, I would say. Not by much, but a little bit. But still, it's all about trying to pick off those ones that got the most opportunity, those sets with the corners on them. That's where the points are. Beautiful conditions. What was your morning like, Chico? How does what's a morning like for you in Caparica when you're down here on your old sort of stomping ground? How does it play out? Cup of tea with the folks at home, pastry shop, walk. Sort of talk me through it. Talk me through it, mate.
Yeah, wake up, eat,
yoga,
just like meditate a little bit, maybe eat again after a good yoga session, then have a longboard session, just cruise with the old boys.
Yeah, the old boys.
Just have fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it's big, we just like pretend we don't surf anymore.
Yeah,
like,
just do more yoga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We take the day off to do a lot of yoga. And
yoga's the new surfing.
just find yourself, Like, I think it's great.
Yeah.
As we see Paco starting off with the 5-6-7. So great start for Paco Alonso from France and Marlon Lipke responding to that with that 5, straight 5, like Marlon likes to start. Boom. Score on the board.
Yeah, there we go. It's 5 minutes gone. 25-minute heats today. And, Lipke off to a strong start. Well, strong-ish. Paco Alonso really well surfed that first 5.67 straight off. And already you can see those other surfers 6 minutes down and haven't caught a wave. That's when they start to get nervous. It's one of those, you would have been talking to yourself or with your coach about trying to get a quick start, get a few scores on the board. And unfortunately for James and Hugo, that hasn't happened as yet, but plenty of time left on the clock. And is there any sort of beaches, the Caparica surf scene, is it sort of divided by the little individual beaches? Like in between the greens, each in between the greens, each got their own name, obviously, for the sort of surf spots. Is there like a bit of rivalry between those groups, or is it all just you're just a Caparican, you're just a Caparican? Like in Australia, you have a board riders like between Cronulla, say for example, and Wanda, there's like 500 yards, and there's 3 board riders clubs, and like you don't surf the alley if you're from Wanda. You don't walk 150 metres down the beach to surf it. But is there any of that sort of set up here in Caparica?
Yeah, I think when surf was a little bit more on the start. Yeah, I think they had a lot of those rivalries, but then my generation came up and kind of like, yeah.
Or more inclusive.
No, just have fun. Like, I think it's normal to have that sometimes that separation in between beaches. But yeah, I think here they still have it quite sometimes. I don't know. I haven't been living here for a while now, so
Yep.
I'm not really into what's happening
'Kay.
on the.
No insight.
Yeah, no insight at all.
Yeah, good.
So yeah, if you
Yeah, not that you paid to give that, but that's
yeah,
fine. Yeah.
But you can ask me if it's the weather is better today than yesterday, and I think it is. I think it is.
Yeah, that's,
you know?
that's insights.
And
That's what we got you in the booth for.
and I can see a boat there too. So
Yeah, there's a boat out
yeah.
there. Absolutely. No, so it's pretty much all good. Yeah, I just I wondered if like this beach, a bit of a rivalry with the one down, but
No, there is.
there is. Yeah, right.
It's actually really hectic, and I
Yeah.
didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Tell you what, it's very hectic out there at the moment. It's had a bit of a becalmed ocean after what was a pretty strong start those early first two heats. Obviously, you go. The contest director had no problems pulling the pin. But right now, I think we've got Joanna Garnell. She's down there on the beach. What do you got for us, Joe?
Hey, I've got the winner of the last heat. Francis, congratulations. How are you feeling after that one?
I'm feeling good. It was pretty hard at times, but in the end I found 2 good waves and it was enough to advance to the next round, and I'm super happy.
You're sitting pretty comfortable. Well, not comfortable since the beginning, but that last wave certainly got the win for you, right?
Yeah, at the start I got that first left and I got a 5, 6, 7, and I was sitting in first the whole heat, and then the blue did a wave and turned into the first, and I went to second, and I was kind of nervous to find another wave, and then that right came in and I enjoyed the wave and it was enough.
And talk to me about your goals here on the QS, because you're still a junior and you're starting. Tell me a bit about that.
I'm just here to have a new experience and start to see how it is here, and it's a different reality than in the juniors and in Portugal. It's different here, and yeah, it's just having fun and try to surf my best, and yeah.
How's the experience been so far?
It's been good. It's been very good. I did my surf in this heat. I'm happy, and I hope to do my surf as well in the next heat.
Well, we hope to see that too. Congratulations. We'll see you the next round.
Thank you.
Yeah, great interview there. And also a good wave there from the German. Got a right hand up. Yeah, just so impressed with these young Portuguese kids. Their ability to be bilingual is straight up is impressive. He's a young kid, 16, doing an interview in a second language and absolutely nailing it. But he's surfing, yeah, seems like a young man with his head on his shoulders, Chico.
Yeah, he's a good up-and-coming kid from Portugal. I think we've got a bunch now. Yesterday I talked about a couple, but as I said, if I keep thinking, there's another group, younger group that is coming up too. So Francisco Ordonez is one of them, and they are really talented. And as a goofy, I love to see Francisco surf because, yeah, it gives me inspiration.
German looking pretty spicy on this one. Hanging up there a few times. And the last one just kicks out. This angle here.
Yeah, this was a 3.5, I think, because he got a little bit stuck in there. But he surfed it well. The wave was really like soft and slow. And he had a lot of speed. And he managed to fit a lot of turns. So he's looking excited for this heat. He couldn't catch a wave for like 10 minutes, and he couldn't really tell any signs of pressure. So, yeah, Hugo is dealing well with the pressure, and yet to catch a wave. James Triglon.
Yeah,
so
he'll be starting to get really worried now, James. Just, 10 minutes or more approaching the halfway stage without to catch a wave. On the positive side, his opponents have only managed to get one each. So that's something, but he needs to pull the trigger. He does have priority, so just hoping that when a set comes, he'll be in the right position to get a score on the board. Definitely a bit of a lull, just has taken over this first section of this heat. So waiting for some fireworks and just to make a bit of a battle of this. And Alonso, that 5.67 straight off the bat, that could be very, very important in this heat.
Yeah, I think Paco might be feeling really good. He has the highest score of the heat, and he only needs one more wave to be comfortable. So yeah, I think as we see, I think it's white, green paddling.
Yeah. So Hermaning up and riding, gets one turn in, so the opponent's looking at that. Do you think his name might be Tupaco Alonso? Surely that's his nickname. As we see, that man there, Tupaco Alonso, just getting another turn in, just trying to back up that first solid score. Still leaving Trigloni out there without a wave as yet, although those little backup scores just edging the German above his compatriot Marlon Lipke. Marlon Lipke, what a career he's had, so long at the pointy end of the European sport. Been a real great sort of ambassador for Portugal and for German surf. And he's still going, but I'll tell you what, we're going to go for a short commercial break. We're going to come back with live action, see if Marlon Lipke can get up from third into second, whether Paco Alonso can hold on to his lead, and whether James Trigloni can catch a wave. Don't go anywhere, folks. It'll be live action right after this short commercial break. Okay, welcome back to live action. We see Marlon Lipke, looks like he's caught a wave. And James Trigloni also caught a wave in that little break. So all four surfers getting themselves underway. Pristine, pure environment of the Caparica, the clear ocean, the sweet smells, the salty air. And right now, we've got four surfers desperately trying to get into the round of 96, where the big seeds start to turn up. And this is a replay. What's he got? Chico.
Oh, big snap there. A lot of water coming off that board. Marlon here getting a third turn in there. And yeah, he got that backup he was looking for. So I think he's going to go into the lead. That was a strong turn from Marlon. And he's a big guy and he's making the most of it. So great hit for Marlon. Last wave from Marlon, 4.6. So Marlon jumps into the lead as we see James Trigloni on his first effort there. Well, I tell you what, 15 minutes to catch a wave and you catch this wave, you might be feeling a little bit stressed.
Yeah, a 1.73 for a wave that he waited a long, long time for. So, yeah, he'll be a bit stressed. Still remarkably close enough to his competitors to have a real shot at it. But Marlon Lipke got a 4.6. He's going again. So this might be one to improve on his other two waves. You can see the effort he's putting in. Just his wave selection's always been a key to his surfing. Always in the right spot at the right time. Doesn't make many mistakes. And he's been on fire.
Yeah, he came from behind, a little click in there, and this car, he jammed it. And yeah, but this was a 307. lack of energy on that wave. But the wave before he had 4.6, so Marlon Lip showing his experience and his focus to be in the lead. Paco Alonso needing to get rid of that 207. He actually did that wave a while ago, the 207.
Yeah.
So yeah, slow it. 7 minutes to go. They are all really close. Hugo only needs a 4.25, and James, even though he only caught one wave, he only needs a 6. So he's completely in the seat.
Absolutely, yeah. Still within striking distance. Time is his enemy at the moment, especially to get one wave in the first 19 minutes. So yeah, still in the game. Lipke got a bit of breathing space, as ever. Sort of comes down to that race for second in these early rounds, and it's pretty tight bunch. 7.74 for Paco Alonso. It was a really small heat total. See Marlon there, he's pretty calm. He's got a bit more of a breathing space, all important. And just he can afford to even stay out of the scrap for priority. See James there looking around. He's just praying for something. Now doesn't have priority, so he's even on a bit of the back foot there. You can see the frustration. It's his local break. Wanted to do well here, but unfortunately, so far, just hasn't had any sort of opportunity whatsoever. And we'll see what happens in the dying moments. 6.5 minutes there, just looking up to the north of in there. Harbour, and then Elizabeth in the background. Beautiful sunny skies. A bit of a cold day yesterday. We all got a bit sort of surprised by the chilliness of the air. Not something you usually get, especially in April, even in the depth of winter, it can get cold, but it had that real chill. But this morning, that sort of breeze is blown away. There's not much of a breeze. The sun's come out. You can just feel the land starting to heat up. We might get an onshore breeze because of that a bit later on, but yeah, lovely conditions. Today is the smallest day in terms of swell for the rest of the week, so we've got swell coming. We've got a bit of wind coming with it, but from here on in, Chico, looks like we've got some swell coming our way. You've been pouring over the forecast, getting the calls in from the locals, doing all the research.
As we see White up and riding. Here we go, boom, releasing the tail there. Quick in transition, he gets, nice flow, blows the tail. He only needs a 3.93. Is that enough?
Going to be close. His first wave was a 5.67 for two similar turns, but with a little bit less amplitude. But I tell you what, this first turn, this is his trademark. Look, comes around this, just manages to get the fins out, which is no easy task. Just bides his time. Have a technique. Yeah, that's going to improve his score, I reckon. Make the job of Hugo Hermaning and James Triglione even a little bit harder with 4.5 minutes to go. Interesting to see these new surfers come in. You know, I haven't seen Paco Alonso surf in my life, but straight away you know his style. You know, you just can feel the way he surfs, and it's such a beauty of the sport that everyone's got their individual take on it. You know, everyone just has to get up and ride a bit of fiberglass across a wave. But each surfer brings their own kind of individual style. That's what I love about the sport. Chico, who's your favourite? Who would you put in the top 5 stylists surfers?
I think you're right.
Yeah, of course I am. It's irrefutable. But
so Ron Machado.
Yep. Okay, good. Like it. Rob's your top. Give me your top 3.
Dane Reynolds.
Yep. Yeah.
Ron Machado.
Yep.
In terms of style. I really enjoy the rawness.
Who?
The rawness.
The rawness.
No. Clay Marzo.
Here we go. Hold on. So fanging down
James
the line. Triglione is back in. Gets one turn in. It's not going to be a big score, but it's going to help him score a little bit. Clay Marzo, Rob Machado, and Dane Reynolds are your top 3 stylists you're picking.
And I was saying Ben Mundy, but
yeah,
something wrong said on him. Oh.
Speaking of style, Marlon Lipke, 2 big backhand belts, mixing it up. His last wave didn't improve on that 4.27, so he's still hanging on a 9. Triglione gets a 2.3. So now he needs a 7.3. Yeah. You can sort of, you know these surfers. Even when you're at your local beach and you see someone stand up, as we see Marlon standing up 2 turns, I reckon if you know the local scene, you can usually pick a surfer within, a second, just from the way they ride a board, even if they're not even pros. You know, oh, that's Eric.
Yeah.
Well, that's Sophia.
That's the young Paul.
Well, that's Karen. That's Paul.
Karen. Oh.
You know what I mean? You can just, surfers have this ability just to instinctively know
who they are,
who's up and riding if you've seen them surf before. And we've seen Marlon Lipke surf before. And he's now into second though. Paco Alonso did improve his score, moved up into first. Marlon Lipke in second. Those 2 surfers, pretty much only ones that have got any substantial points on the board. And we're going to have a recap. And this is right from the start. The boys splitting the peak.
Yeah, blow off the tail there. Really clean surfing from Paco. Great style. He uses a lot of his arms to help him out with his turns, and they look great. Great style. As we see, the experienced guy, Marlon Lipke, showing off his years of experience on the QS. That's why he's in second place, and in super hard conditions for him. So, yeah, Marlon making the most of it. As we see the backup of Paco, low tail there, comes around the section, opens his arms, and boom, fin release. Yeah, Paco Alonso. Great surfing from him, and a good welcoming to us.
Yeah,
in terms of knowing what he can actually do.
Yeah, he looks composed, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Obviously, he's been surfing the juniors and got that sort of competition head on. But yeah, just nice style. Hasn't in any way been sort of overawed by the situation. And he's looking good. He's Paco. And another one to watch, another European surfer with plenty of a big future ahead. So we've got a bit of action though. 45 seconds to get left on the clock. Looks like he's going to get a heat win. Paco looking good. Marlon Lipke is now in second. He's not even bothering really to sit on his opponent. He's trying to get his own biggest score. James Triglone needing a high 7 to move up. He's going here, not giving in to the dying moments. Well, he knows that's not going to be the wave he wants. He does get up eventually, drives down the line, bit of pace, showing, he's got a great style too. He just never got any waves that showed what he could do. And he knows that's not going to be enough. So that's the end of the road for James, unfortunately. He won't be happy, but unlucky that man there. Just surfed really, really well. 2 right-handers got him through, so well done, that young man. And we just move on through the heats, down to the heat 15 now, the round of 128. Official results there sees Paco Alonso in first, Marlon Lipke in second, Hugo Hermening in third, and James Triglone in fourth. And we see the beautiful sights of Caparica, but we're going to come back to this lovely surf town in not too long. First though, a short commercial break, come back with a round 28, the heat 15, right after this short commercial break.
Almada, território de muitos.
And welcome back to the calm ocean, Atlantic Ocean, just off the coast of Lisbon. There is Lisbon in the background. Fishermen out trying their daily trade and trying our daily trade in here in the booth. My name's Ben Mundy, joined in for this heat number 15, Jose Ferreira. And, wow, look at that sort of backdrop, mate. That's your home sort of part of the world, and it's looking pretty nice today. Pretty calm, pretty friendly.
Yeah, pretty crisp, beautiful image. I'm proud of seeing this. This could be on a postcard. Been having some little push, some little waves. How was the last two heats in terms of waves?
Yeah, a bit slow that last one, to be honest. The boys got off to a pretty quick start, and then it sort of died pretty substantially in the last back half. So hopefully that was just a bit of a one-off. But yeah, I would say the first two heats had more waves. But yeah, we'll see if that was just a minor blip. Marlon Lipke still managed to get in some good scores. And Paco Alonso also. So yeah, definitely waves still to be had, scores to be found. Just a little bit slow and sluggish. This is sort of the last bit of this dying swell. We are expecting more swell to come in. Hugo said, the contest director Pinnier, whether it's going to be this afternoon or potentially tomorrow, it's a bit of a wait and see game. But we're pushing on as it stands. Be some really sort of fun more waves up the coast. I mean, you don't want to sort of talk about other ways in other places, but some of those sort of swell magnets, Guincho or Santa Cruz, and these type of conditions would be super fun today. But
yeah, you can definitely find good waves in Portugal today. Guincho, Praia Grande, Santa Cruz, Ericeira, Peniche. Actually, if you're willing to drive, let's say, if you live in Lisbon, if you're willing to drive an hour a day, you can always find good waves.
Exactly. So here goes Sam Nickerton, Israeli surfer, gets it up. Good
nice
surfing from Siam. I think he's improved over the I mean, everyone, these young surfers are improving all the time, but just really noticed to step up from Nickerton.
Look how he's paddling.
Yeah, he's furious. He's always furious. You always know he's around.
Yeah.
Siam. And, yeah, nice, strong start. We've got Kepa Hussein Esponda. So Kepa from the Basque region of Spain and France. Lives just over the border on the French side. Bit of a big wave kind of sort of dude these days. Really sort of plying his trade or getting a lot of experience out in the big outer reefs of Guterres and Avalanche. And
so he's in the zone in a day like this.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Not his ideal conditions, but you'll give it a good crack. Don't worry about that. Right now, though, speaking of giving a good crack, we've got Chico Alves down on the beach with the winner of the last heat.
Thanks, Ben. Yes, I'm here with the heat winner. How was it out there?
Yeah, I take some pretty good waves, one waves, and I have a backup in finished, and that's cool.
How good was that 5, 6, 7 you got early in that first ride you got? Talk to me about it.
Yeah, the green is yeah,
was close to you?
Yeah, close to me, and I take the wave, and I one first turn and second, and I finished. And
what are you riding? Which board are you riding today?
Yeah, it's a Sharp Eye, and it's a 5.7. It's not for little wave, but I like it.
Yeah, you're looking good, so congratulations, and good luck in the next round.
Thanks.
Okay,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Thanks, Chico. And yeah, Paco looking pretty calm. He's got a nice sharp eye under his feet. Got a heat win under his belt. And yeah, looking happy about that. That first wave for Nickerton at 4.5. Now, I'm not one to drop names, Zay Ferreira. You know me. Look, it's not my style. I mean, I have done trips to Nazaré with Shane Dorian. Whatever, I don't mention it.
Yeah, not your thing.
Me and Mick Fanning have spent a bit of time together on some boats in the day. It's not my whatever. It's that's boring. But just every now and again you get a little text from someone watching the webcast saying what's going on. I just got a little one just saying certain Ryan Callahan. You might have heard of him. quite a good surfer from Newcastle Way.
Yeah.
He's watching the webcast.
Oh, nice.
He's saying really enjoying it, checking in. Those top guys down in Bells, always taking the time out to see what's going on in the surfing world. Nice to know there's some heavyweight pros just checking in on the Caparican surf scene.
Looking at the grind.
Yeah, they love the grind. This is
Been there, done that for them.
yeah. Well, they're like also. I don't want to go back to this. I mean, this is great. Don't get me wrong. But once you've had a taste, once you've turned left on the plane, you don't want to go back to cattle class, do you? So Ryan Callanan, really. Well, he's probably a fair way above that. Just got a final placing in Newcastle. Got a third place, which would have been massive news in Newcastle if another Novocastrian, Jackson Baker, hadn't won it completely. But yeah, so they'll be firing up for the Bells Beach. Ever been to Bells, Jose Ferreira?
Never been to Bells, actually. But I would love to go there.
Yeah, every surfer should.
You been?
Yeah, been many a time. Used to go down there every Easter when I used to work for Surf Magazine, and it's like an annual pilgrimage. Yeah, it was the highlight of the year. So much fun, good waves, good crew, real down-to-earth surf fans. They're so fanatic.
There's loads of waves as well, not just Bells, right? There's
absolutely,
Victoria to the left.
Yeah, you got Winky Pop.
Winky Pop.
Just there, and Winky Pop just to, when you're facing to the left, and then round the other side there's waves called Center Side, and there's all sorts of waves. And you actually can get waves there when the comp's on because you got to pay for parking, and a lot of the normal surfers just don't bother, so you could actually get a few. There's lots. Look at that setup.
Wow.
He means business.
Underwater business.
Yeah, he's got a lot going on there. He's heading out for some underwater action, and yeah, beautiful stuff. Yeah, but Bells Beach sort of starts on the 10th, so not only a few days away. Massive event on the CT calendar. It's been away for a few years, so yeah, make sure you check into that on the WSL website.
Yeah, actually this year's stops are really exciting. Bells is back on, G-Land, obviously.
J-Bay.
J-Bay, El Salvador as well.
Yeah, Salvador pumps.
Just nice, exciting places.
Yeah, there's exciting times coming right now, though, with a bit of a break in proceedings, a bit of a lull in the current surf. We're going to go to a short commercial break and come back with loads more action from Caparica Beach on the shores of Lisbon right after this. Don't go anywhere, folks. We are back live to Caparica Beach, Portugal, on the southern shores of Lisbon. We have a round of 128, so only 2 heats to go to get this round out of the way. Heat 15, we've got Sam Nickerton out with a 4.5. London Almeida has got a 1.5. Kepa Hussein Usponda and Lewis Tabet Alamalo. Excuse my pronunciation, my atrocious French. All waiting to get off to their mark. There's Almeida, and he's going to go again on his backhand this time. That blackboard looks busy, looks aggressive.
Yeah, looks energized. But small wave, it's slow. It's not that much different from the previous heat, apparently. The swell is really kind of dying out. Would even be better if we had some onshore wind.
Yeah, well, that's a bit predicted. I think also sometimes this bottom of the tide, I don't think low's not till 12 o'clock, so we've still got a bit of time. So sometimes, look, in my limited experience, sometimes the push here, isn't it, when the tide comes in, just pumps the swell up a bit.
Exactly.
The dead low can just drain it off the bank and take away the energy. And when you haven't got much to start with, that can be an issue. But yeah, so right now it's a battle. Every wave is a prisoner. And you've got to really, really make the most of any opportunities that come your way. So far, Kepa and Louis just haven't had a chance as yet. Not even a priority between those two, so they're still scrapping to see who gets the best spot. See Kepa now moving into position. Looks like he wants it. Sets out the back, so a bit of action. Get there, one away, but that wave isn't going to help out, so that's the thing. See a few little lumps, but just don't really show up.
Yeah, surfer's looking interested. We might have a paddle better. Paddle there.
So Capari, bit of battling going on. He did his best to get just up and riding and get out of the way, but he might look back on that as a bit of a mistake. He got sucked into the paddle battle rather than just getting the best wave he could. Meanwhile, on the left-handers down the line, Almeida staying busy. That's what you got to do in these situations, I think. He hasn't got a lot of turns on it. He's a lot of energy. You can see the frustration. Blackboard.
He's looking good on his legs, though. You know, that was a almost non-existent wave. He was just pushing for it, and yeah, he's in first place.
Yeah, he's staying busy. You can tell by his body language that he's pretty keen to get this, you know, get moving and make stuff happen, and that's what you got to do in these tiny waves. You got to make stuff happen yourself. Okay, so we go Louis, surfing green. So this is his first wave. He's waited a long time for this. He's got some speed. Nice first turn, 2 cracks. Almost fell, but just hang on. So at least he's back in the game. Almost fell, but didn't. I had a bit of speed. Just was always a bit behind the section on that wave.
Yeah, but yeah, 2-turner. He kind of got out of balance in that second turn. So 2.4 for him. Yeah, these heats have been a bit slow, but nice base. He looks secure, solid on his feet. So we have
bit of a hard decision to make there. Like, it's his first wave, so you just want to get anything up and running.
Yeah,
but then to get a score, you've got to have to show a bit, you know, kick the fins out or just add a bit of variety.
Kind of Souza here.
He loves it. And yeah, so he was caught sort of just playing it a little bit safe, but you know, it's such a low scoring heat. Maybe that's not such a bad strategy.
Yeah.
Any score potentially here, a 4 could win you the heat. We see a few more lumps approaching.
Yeah, let's see. CM has the priority, but Louis, his little rights here sometimes give you an angle. It's really hard to serve. Let's see, Kepa here. It looks like a better wave. 1 turn. I think he has the Basque flag under his board.
Yeah, there we go. Proud Ascardi. Really proud Basque surfer. And growing up there in the French beach breaks, got a mix of those big waves And then, you know, those rip bowls up in Hossiga, which he's trained all his life. Really impressive family. Had a lot to do with it with Sam Carrier, who was originally one of the sponsors up there at Billabong.
Yeah.
Sammy took him under his wing, coached him in a few of the events. He's had some good results too, Kepa. Here he goes there. So a bit of flair. And then just, you know, just finishing off there. So Kepa getting a 4.93, so back in the game. And then one wave, one turn from Siam. So a little bit of a flurry here, Zay.
Yeah.
But not a lot of quality.
Yeah. Well, maybe, yeah. Kepa's wave was the best wave so far on this heat, 4.93. So he goes to second place. But anyone's game at the moment in the 15th heat of this round. We'll probably assess in the end of this round what we're going to do, but the schedule is to keep going, although there's always, you know, a window in the end of each round. There's a window of window to think about what's the day's plan and assess that plan.
Yeah, exactly. We've always got time. They love to do it. I mean, they'll stop at mid-round, won't they? Because if the conditions do it, but they tend to, if they can, finish a round and make it a clean slate. Yesterday we had a bit of a hold during the day, sort of middle part of the day, and that paid off. It seems that the conditions are definitely dying. But the conditions are, you know, look pretty weak, and we're just seeing if we can get this round done and push on. Pretty packed schedule. Got a lot of surface in this event. It runs through till Saturday, so we haven't got a lot of breathing space.
I was thinking about this new system, the regional system, and then in a few of these QSs, you have surfers that, you know, are just in it for the fun as well. Well, they
like us.
Like us.
Yeah.
Especially. I don't know, but like Kainan Souza, he's been doing these contests, and you know, I think this new organization also gives the opportunity to surfers that, you know, don't really want to qualify for the CT but still want to compete and measure themselves against some of the Europeans' finest. They can do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And evolve.
Yeah.
You know.
And it gives opportunities to surfers and from different countries. You know, we've seen Belgian surfers, Israeli surfers, surfers from the Holland. So yeah, absolutely, it gives European surfers a bigger crack and a chance to improve themselves and measure themselves against the best. This is the very start of the heat, Zay, and he got off to a strong start, but he hasn't really been able to back it up.
Yeah. This was the second best wave of the heat. He's looking fast. He's looking energetic. He's looking hungry, really. That was his second wave, 2.6. So still maintains the first place. This is the best wave of this heat. Ben, this first turn really makes a difference, right?
Yeah, got a bit of spray, a bit of speed. Pretty sort of couple of taps towards the end, but yeah, it was enough just to get him up in that all-important second spot. So Kepa now into second. But the man in white, London Almeida, who's been super busy, now has priority and only needing a 2.67. So, yeah, a tiny score for him. And Kepa will be concerned about that. But look at those scores. Lowest score of 4.17, going up to a 7.10. So the spread is absolutely minuscule. Not much between these three surfers. You just think one wave could make all the difference, and they've got 3 minutes to go. Waves have been pretty hard to come by, though. These last two heats, seen some lulls. So it's going to come down to this last few minutes. So Gatahan Delahaye just jogging down the beach there for a bit of a free surf. one of the event's higher seeds. And he'll be figuring, hopefully, later on today, when some of the big seeds start to arrive into the event. Europe's best surfers, Gacton De La Haye, Ramsey Bouquet, Mark Lacamar, Vasco Ribeiro, the heavy hitters, Maxine Houston, the heavy hitters of the European surf scene. They've all just been hanging around, just warming up, just lurking in the background as they do, waiting for their chance. And probably pretty happy that they have to avoid today's conditions, as the swell is set to improve throughout the course of perhaps this afternoon, definitely tomorrow, and then onwards into the weekend. We've got waves coming, waves on tap, bit of wind, but we've got swell. This place handles a bit of wind, so we're going to be all right. But I'll tell you what, right now, it's going to come down to a grind, and Kepa paddling for that. Oh, sorry, that's Kepa. He just got that way. The other guy had priority, but he sort of psyched him out. There's a big backhand turn from Louis, and then another, so 2 turns and gets a third phone climb in. He's not sure that's going to count. And Kepa, although he didn't have priority, just seemed to take charge of that situation out the back, and we'll see if he can improve on his 1.23. They split the peak. You got the best for this, Ferreira. What are you calling?
Yeah, 377. So 2 good hits, especially the first one. He might be close, but Kepa defending his second position, also with a good wave, maybe as good. So he wants to replace a 1.23. Definitely will.
Yeah, I think we'll see a big change there. And Louis may have progressed up, but Kepa, as you said, just defending his position well without priority. Just trying to improve on a 1.23, which is a tiny score, so he's done that. So good competition. Sort of tenacity there, if nothing else. Bit of experience, perhaps. And Almeida, who has priority, still snaking the lineup, looking for just a 3.61 now. They're all out there hassling. This is the grind. Look at them. They want this. And Almeida with priority. He's called it on his forehand. He's driving down the line, and that's not going to be it. So, see the frustration there. He was acting busy, and you can see that disappointment. There's your potential week in Caparica, or the competitive side of things. He's in trouble. But he'll have Santa Cruz to come to. We've always got Santa Cruz in our back pocket, as they say, that old saying. 10 seconds left to go. He might have one more sniff at this. He's busy. Here he goes again. Tiny right. Doesn't look like it might hold up. He's not dying wondering. Gets one in. He's just... you can feel every sinew of his body trying to eke something out, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And we think that Kepa has moved up into first with that last left. Pretty gnarly heat, that one. Just pretty much about getting any wave you can and defending your corner. And it was Kepa that did that the best. Nickerton also through. And unfortunately for the two surfers, they bow out. And we are progressing on now through to the last heat of the round of 128, the heat 16. Some low scores, some tough battles. That's what the grind's all about, just getting through any way you can. And Kepa did that.
It is that, isn't it? You really have to go do whatever it takes to go through the heats.
Yeah, you got to battle your way through it, right? More heats coming up, though. We're going to go to a short commercial break. Come back with more live action right after this.
Almada, território de muitos.
Welcome back, straight to live action. This is Kainan Souza, you saw there on our screen. This is the Estrella Galicia Caparica Surf Fest 2022. My name is Zé Ferreira, joined by Paul Evans. And Paul, we have a decision from our contest director. This is the last heat of this morning before going into a little break.
Little tidal hold, methinks. We're going to wrap this one and then have a little rest, think about things, stare out into the sea, and think about our futures. Yeah, no, good call. We'll wrap this one up after this. Still a bit of potential out there, not a ton. Good to see a few little waves at the start of this one, though. But yeah, that tide going out, waves are pretty small. We've got fresh swell coming in, so decent call to wait.
Kainan Souza here. He's being active, third wave already. Nothing crazy, but the last few heats and all these surfers, bear in mind that but before every heat there's probably a 1 hour preparation time where the surfers are getting in the zone, warming up, determining their strategy and what they want to do. And truth is, the more active surfers have been going through, not always with the best scores. In the previous heat, we had Kepa, I think, catching 3 waves only and going in first place. But definitely, you know, if you're able to go on as much waves as you can, especially if they're good, you're in the green. Kainan Souza there, just looking for something. And yeah, really good calls. It's dying out. The tide is going to start to go up. So, but also the swell is dying out. We're in the end of a swell. We have a new swell coming in, so we're in between swells, which usually kind of kills the energy if the swells are too separated. And kind of just can't stop moving.
Yeah, he's busy. He's taking the little inside waves. That was number 5, I think, for him. So just decided not to stick around. And he's not throwing up anything huge, getting some ones, but he's keeping surfing. He's keeping his energy up. Meanwhile, just one wave for Stan Norman.
This would be a one-turner, but nice one. Keone Lassa, one of the Basque young contingent surfers. I've been really impressed lately with this Basque contingent coming out from the Basque country. All these kids are surfing good styles, bringing some freshness to the circuit. The contingent probably led by Ruben Vitoria, as we have Yuri, Israeli surfer.
Yeah, surfed well here last year, didn't he, Uri Uziel?
Yeah. And two turns, nothing great from Keone there. But good to see, and kinda again, but really good to see these this group of Basque surfers coming up. I think that was Adrien Toyon coming back. He's gonna have to wait a little bit.
I think we've had 7 waves ridden by Kainan Souza. So he is super busy. He hasn't got out of the ones yet with those waves. So unfortunately, he can't add them all up. He'll only score on his top 2. Looks like he's going to improve a little bit, but I like his busy approach. That's going to pay off for him. Here he goes. Mad for it.
True. This is a better one. Stanley Norman, Great Britain, in great wave.
Yeah, Super Stanley Norman, whipping it backside. And a little spring in his step too, as he runs through that shallow part. I don't mind that, trying to get himself out the back, not a lot of time. And the opportunities when they come, you got to take them. Here he is. So on the backhand, and he just keeps plugging away, basically. He's always in the sort of steepest part of the wave, which the judges all like, and he manages, just because he's on that little steep energy, to get a few cracks of the whip done. Keone Lassa, that one's always just running away from him. Last time I saw him surf, he was tiny. My, haven't you grown? Keone Lassa's been a standout in the Basque Country. Saw him surfing at Zerouts around about the QS event down there a few years ago, and he looks good.
And we're going to the interview with the winner of our last heat. Take it away.
You ripped, looked slow, hard to surf, but you did well. What was your strategy out there?
Take wave pretty quickly, but was pretty, like you said, it was pretty slow. But at the end, I catch 2 good ones, like 2 4 points, so it was okay to make it.
And what's your choice for today in terms of board selection?
This is a Rob Vaughan, like normal boards. I use this board every day, like in small wave and medium and big wave. So I wanted to change the board, but this one was okay, so I used this one.
Yeah, you looked in form. Congratulations. Good luck for the next round. Hopefully we have better conditions. And yeah, good luck. Back to you, boys.
Thank you, Chico. Nice interview with Kepa, our Basque surfer.
Right in the Rob Vaughan. Shaper out of sorts, Ozigot. A long time associated with the Billabong label and just making boards under his own rights, making some epic boards as well. There's Rob.
Ooh, that looked like a better wave. And really Basque/French expressions there by Kepa. Good surfer. Big wave surfer as well.
Should we get everyone caught up on how many waves Kane Souza surfed? 9 of them so far. So before we get to the 15-minute mark in this, so less than 10 minutes, and he's round about a wave a minute. A lot of ones in there. He's got a couple of twos, though. No maximum wave count, of course, anymore in the World Surf League. You can get as many as you want.
Yeah.
What if you had a challenge to catch literally as many waves as possible? How many waves do you reckon you could get in 25 minutes in these conditions, eh?
A lot.
Imagine if you get $100 a wave. Don't matter what it was, you just got to stand up.
That would be great.
How many do you reckon you get? 30?
More.
40.
In 25 minutes?
Yeah.
50.
In these conditions?
50.
Okay. I'd be interested to see that.
50 waves. So it's basically 2 waves every minute. I think it's doable. And I was impressed by Norman's 4.67. It was a tiny wave, but his upper body was just turning so well to where he wanted to go. He just really got in the momentum there. And another one for him. Let's see if he rides out of this one. Inconclusive.
Yeah, Stan's fired up. So getting a little right-hander there and reversing out of the lip. Wave just kind of ran out of juice. Let's get a look at it. It's a small wave, but look how he gets that spring in his step. Uses the sort of whole face to try and build up the speed and just clicks the fins around. The score to come in for that. Souza with wave number 11. Whoa, that was a nice slash. So Souza, who has been really good value for his points that he's put a lot of effort in, for his points that he's been rewarded. Wave number 11 for him. It's going to be another 1. So that'll be his 9th wave that's still in the 1-point range. Got a couple of 2s, still in his top 2. But he's just going to keep catching waves, and the mark has been laid down. Zé Ferreira reckons he could catch 50 waves in his 25 minutes. Let's see how he goes about that. He's on his way. Guess what? He's coming again.
Ooh. He's getting better. 3 turns on this one. Smaller wave, so he has his juices flowing.
Yeah, number 12 in there for Kane Souza. And the judges, basically, the judges have been giving a score to Kane Souza sort of perpetually since the start of this heat. There hasn't been any point in the heat where he hasn't been due a number. As soon as his score locks in, he's standing up on another one. Let's get a look here. So this is how you stay busy. You get your chin on the stringer, you paddle hard, you scratch, and you scrape, and you hit it, and you slash it, you belt it. You're just putting in all sorts of effort to squeeze out a turn on the inside, and it improves on his back up. And this was Stanley Norman, who found himself another running right-hander. Even on the kick out there, see the energy? So flicks his board, and he's got speed, and he's back with more speed.
Yeah, and it's not like he's using an epoxy. It doesn't look like. Looks like he's surfing on his normal board. And yeah, they're actually the only 2 surfing in this heat.
Number 13 for Souza, and he's actually surfed off our screen. So we've got 2 screens in the studio. We've got one showing you programs, showing the vision of what you guys are watching at home, and then we've got another screen which shows all the scores as they come in from our panel. And Kane Souza's actually filled in the vertical column completely.
That never happened.
Yeah, we've had to actually just zoom out a little bit in order to see all his waves. So number 13 drops in for him, and he's not going to stop, mate. He's got 11 minutes. How many more waves is he going to catch?
I reckon...
He's got at least another 10 in him, I'd say.
Yeah, 10. 7.
Should be some sort of award for that. We basically just keep surfing the whole time.
Little tsunami.
Or a punishment.
UZL, let's see. Little float there. This wave goes fast, but he's able to put...
Yeah, that was smooth. I liked it.
Yeah, it was all right. He's looking for a 176, so not a hard score. But I think Keone went on that one as well, so we'll wait.
Kept the speed going, didn't he? Throughout, didn't really get a chance to crack the lip hard, but he kept his momentum plugging away. And he'll need more of that. He's been very quiet. Just the 3rd wave from him.
He moves to 2nd place, 277 on his last one. And Stanley Norman again going for the air and completes it. So good one.
Oh, the UK massive. There they are. Big support for Stan, who's got spring in his step this morning. He's surfing with a lot of speed and fizz. Here we go. So paddles in hard. Already from his paddle, he's going fast. And with that speed, it's basically a closeout. Gets the little air reverse done.
He likes it.
The squad like it too. We're looking at Uri Uziel. With that flow down the line, it is flowy. It's nice to watch. It's not going to do major damage points-wise, but it was enough to move him up. He got that small number that he needed, so just a 3rd wave for him, but currently putting him in an advancing position. Very impressive for Stanley Norman. He's just improved there on his lead day.
Yeah, 5, 6, 7. Best wave of this heat so far. Best wave we've seen maybe in the last 2 heats, and kind of looking for some open face there. 2 half turns. He's 3 waves. What?
I'm actually a little bit disappointed. He seems to have slowed up in the last 90 seconds or so. He's only ridden 2 waves, I think, the last minute and a half.
I think he was mad because he's only ridden 3 waves in the last 3
I think he
minutes,
wants a 3. I think he said, at least give me a 3.
At least a 3.
He'd love to get into the 3s. That was number 15, was it, for Kane Souza?
15, that's it. He, well, he's putting on a good effort. That's for sure. And the drone vision there. We do not have sharks in Portugal, so even if we saw a shark, it wouldn't be a dangerous thing, or we don't have sharks that bite.
Someone's on a
Kinda.
feeding frenzy, though, and his name's Kane Sousa, because guess what? He's going again.
Doesn't know.
Sousa all over this. Wave number 15, locking in. He's still got 7 minutes and 20-odd seconds to catch, well, another 8 or 9 waves, I reckon. I'd love to get him into the 20s. Let's see if we can do that. I'm loving the busy approach. Almost like he's foiling, you know, when they kind of finish a wave and they just sort of pump their way onto the next one. He's kind of doing that.
Yeah.
Only without the foil, just using the arms and using a big appetite for surfing.
Stanley again. Smaller wave, but look how fast he gets. His legs are doing all right.
Yeah, it's a quick wiggle for Stan there. Not going to improve on his backup number. But he is able to generate speed.
It's the English or Great Britain's contingent has also been impressively growing in the last few years, with obviously Luke Dillon being one of the main characters in that. And it's great to see just such personality. And the recap right here.
Yeah, Lasser early on having a swing. He's been really quiet since then. Norman has been fiery and feisty. Got himself in rhythm on this wave and just drilling away any kind of little section offering up. He hit it. Got himself a number and he didn't look back from there. Uruziel, he's looked fast and smooth and sleek. This was the 4.27, set him up so far good enough for second place, but he's not been interested in many ways. Meanwhile, Stan Norman just flaring up. Little punt down to the flats, stick in the reverse. The UK Mandem enjoyed it on the beach. Good enough for 5.67 from our panel of judges, and the best we've seen so far in this. He's got the highest score. He's got the second highest score as well in the heat, so dominant performance. My Cornishman. There he is again.
Here he goes. I'm sure Kaina is also searching for another wave, but this one is smaller from Mr. Norman. And Keone Lassa, second priority. 5 minutes to go. Yuri is holding the second priority, and Keone only needs a 3.72. So with 4:50 to go, we have Kaina obviously going for another one. First turn, second turn. Let's see if he can finish as well. He likes it. And he will maybe go to the 3-point range after all. And Uri utilizing his priority on this one. Good first snap, second little hit, and then finishes off well. Fluid surfer, nice, typical French style. And he likes it too.
Yeah, I don't know how he manages to keep that momentum going after those turns. He somehow got himself a little section on the end there. I don't know where he thought he could get the momentum to this. Our Israeli surfer just staying very light on his feet as he just clips it, and then one more there. And you see this little section. It's like knee-high at best, maybe ankle high. And he still plugs into it. Sousa, wave number 17.
3.4 on this one.
Best one. So the judges gave him that 3. There he is, the passion. He's fired up. He shows arms to the panel. Here he is again. That wave number 17. He's got 3 minutes and 20 seconds to get 2 more waves, and he's up into the 20s, which I'm not sure if we've ever seen that before. Possibly in the history of surfing.
That'd be awesome if there's a Guinness
record. I'd love to know what the highest ever wave count is in a QS heat, but I don't remember seeing anyone get 20 waves before, and he's got 3 minutes now.
Would be awesome if he if he went up to the 20s. That's crazy ratio of wave catching, especially in the 4-man heat with this many waves. You got to give him some credit for that. And he's looking for a 5:07 to advance. Yuri's last wave was a 4.2, so he strengthens his second place, makes life more difficult for Keone. He now needs a 5:14, 5:14. And we have some little bumps in our lineup. And Keone has priority. He'll have one more chance, probably not more than that. And a 5:14 in a day like today, it's like having an 8 on a normal day.
Yeah, definitely. Big numbers, significant scores. I like the way Norman's put his heat together. Under normal sort of circumstances, you'd say he'd been busy.
Really good surfing from Stanley, and this wave looks good. Paul, take us through.
Lassa driving down the line. Guess what? Sousa's up again, belts it on the backhand tools this time out. That's 17 or is it 18? So he's got 90 seconds now. Love to get him into the 20s.
That would be awesome. I'd love him to do that. Also because I'd love to break a record in this booth today. So this heat kind of moves to third place with his last one. It's a 2.7, his second best wave, and 45 seconds to go. And
he wanted that one, didn't he? He wanted that wave.
He was looking for it, but I think he's interested in this one.
Well, Stan had third priority then. Kana had fourth, and he just used that relatively superior priority to keep Kana off. And he'll bring that one in a little bit early. Looks reasonably happy with the way that's gone down. Guess what? Sousa's surfing.
So maybe 20 waves.
I think that was 18, that one. I'm not sure we're going to get there quite. Ooh, okay.
19. I think that was his 19th wave.
Wow.
So pretty close.
Oh, man. Well, we'll have to dig out the stats. I know Mundy is a massive stats guy, particularly on the QS. He loves an obscure qualifying series stat, does Ben Mundy. So let's see if he can dig out his notes. He's quite a sort of serious archivist, keeps his own records. Good work there for Budes. Stanley Norman ripped it apart. You love to see it.
Yeah, looks there. Look, Dylan. Really great surfing. Great group of guys. There you go, the scores. Stanley Norman, 10.34. Yuri advancing as well, our surfer from Israel. Kinda won the most waves ridden in a long, long time. We don't really know how long, but it was a good contender to the most surfed waves in the heat. And that medley definitely made things interesting. But right now, we're going on a little break. Stay with us. Actually, yes, stay with us when we come right back.
Almada, território de muitos.
Welcome back to Estrella, Galicia, Caparica Surf Fest. We just wrapped up the round of 128. The last heat. We've been having some small surfing this morning, but some good waves, some good action, and we have Joanna Garnell with the winner of our last heat. Take it away, Joanna.
Thank you. Congratulations, Stanley. You can breathe now. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling way less stressed. Nice to get the first one out of the way and with a win. Waves are pretty fun, small, but I got my waves and it worked out pretty good for me, so it was pretty good.
And you were having a chat with your dad before your heat. What was he saying?
Just saying, just good luck, and calms me down a bit, speaking to Dad before my heat. He's not here, unfortunately, but I'm here with Joel Gray, my coach, and he sorts me out right good, so it's pretty fun.
What was the debrief talk there?
Just about the heat, what I could have done better, but it was a solid heat for me, I think, so on to the next round.
What do you think you could have done better?
Maybe controlled the heat a bit more, not have caught so many waves in between, just stuck to my guns and just got 2 good waves, but worked out pretty good, so I'm happy.
Oh, there you go. Congratulations. We'll see you in the next round.
Cheers. Thank you.
Pretty sweet guy, is it, Annie?
Yeah, job well done from him. So, a little pause now, mate. We're going to have a little hold.
Yeah, we're gonna be on hold until 1:30, waiting for the waves to come in, waiting for this new swell to build in, and when we come back, we'll have more action, and we'll see how that unfolds. We'll be waiting for you at 1:30.
aulas todas.
Parece que o fone. Já cheira brão, velho. Sendo assim por causa do cheira brão. Tá indo devagarinho, mano. Em vez de escolher assim por causa de ter a temperatura um bocado parada. Não olho por causa do. Mano, tens de tirar a carraça aqui à miúda. É um sinal. É uma ruga. Ok. Vai na greve, já te costumou. Saiu. A minha cadela aconteceu a mesma cena, mano. Uma ruga. É assim, não. Agora é que ele vai? Não tem 7 anos. Já, vamos começar a fazer essas coisas. Agora fico depois. Já, vai. Descansa legal. E o que é que eu mais? Tirar. Agora, estás a ver as nossas saltas aqui? Não, parado? Está fora do parado? O gajo fica solto. Não. Jogada passa de trás. O que é que era? Tá aí, ó, isso aí. Olha, a família está bem, mano? O trabalho também? Está bem, graças a Deus. Vamos lá cá do lado tudo. Hotel em Lisboa? Já estás? Estás de avante? Já, estou transferido lá para a casa de Lisboa. Ou tu foste, ou não? Já estou lá desde setembro. Oi. Maria também? Yeah. Boa, Maria também. Tens vindo aí para ver os treinos? Não, mas torci uma vez jogar à bola lá. Mas torci bem forte, tudo feio. Foi? Olha, eu já vou fazer uma coisa. Ficaste com medo de tudo? Chasse de pé. Duas esteiras, estás a ver? O gajo pôs o pé para rematar, para o gajo meter o remate, Mas não me andas todo, quando vou pôr o pé, a bola bate no pé, já fico o pé todo, estás a ver? A bola é fodida. Uma dor. Para cá tenho saudades de jogar à bola também, não é? Já vai a fazer umas bocadinhas para jogar. Vai tentar um gajo de madeira em forma, não é? 2 semanas dá. É a primeira vez que venho aqui agora. Também tenho aqui ilusões, andamos aqui com uma, tem um ponto de qualquer aqui, uma das tábuas. Não, mas que é fazer isto? Mas estou deitado, estou no comboio, mas tens de fazer treinado. E pintaste. Foi ela que lá agora, depois é aqui. Não, mas fica bem da louco. Se ela tem coragem de ver. Eu já vi falta que eu disse. Estava a fazer um macaco, cara do macaco. Cara do louco. É pá, eu tenho que continuar 50 paus parados, tem sinal, já vai quase há um ano. O resto está paga. Eu não acabei. Foi 600 paus, ela fez só o braço, nunca mais lá fui. Aliás, mas tipo, a lição é a perna, quando é que acabamos? Está aí guardado, não está? Está feito já. Ela passa-se vídeo, eu vou lá, faço metade das cenas, depois eu faço cores. Olha lá, agora esta do... Obrigou a ficar lá, mano. Isto vai querer traçar. Não sais daqui e continua a acabar essa peça. Olha, não já chego no dia todo. Foi para estar em vais traçar, se for conseguir mais a pouco isso. Vais passar para o outro lado? Não, vais chegar aqui. Não é que foi só para ver. Mano, e é assim, a Inês... Só pagava a Inês, mano, ela está com bué marcações. Mano, imagina, eu estou com ela. Você também é assim, tipo, quer aqui para as costas, agora já estou a pensar que quer aqui para as é assim, não tem mal, mas vais avançando. Só que depois fica para trás. Assim é. É fedido, mano. Mas esta agora a próxima sessão tem mesmo que fazer, porque nem a peça encaixa bem. Está aqui meio partida aqui no pescoço, então eu quero ter que puxar os dois padrões, que é para dar um bocadinho mais de harmonia à cena. Mas eu já só pinto com aqueles cremes, pá. Não, diz-me que essa merda resulta. Não, não, é, pô. Como é que achas que eu fiz isto? Olha, eu sofri um bocadinho. Eu vou-te dizer uma cena. Imagina 100. Se eu tenho ido lá 100, vai ter sido o dia mais difícil da minha vida. A maneira como ela me estava a tatuar e a pressão que eu senti de cima. Brother, ela estava assim em cima de mim, assim com as minhas mãos, assim. Mano, uma pressão no traço. Eu só te chamo assim, por favor. Mano, vai, mas não sentes muito? Assim, mano, eu juro. Brother, ia ser ótimo. Não, é as zonas interiores. Mano, e assim, este traço grosso que está aqui. A maneira como eu estava a sentir aquilo a passar, pô, mano, estes traços grossos, mano, mas valeu a pena. Ficou. Só explodiu um bocadinho aqui embaixo, talvez explodiu a linha, um bocadinho, mas é normal. Sim, mas para mais está isto. Já. depois deve ser um sítio difícil de tatuar com a caraça. É, ela disse, pá, que era uma moeda puro, mesmo ela estava uma beca, disse naquela. Nossa, ela, eu não faço os copos todo dia. Só que diz uma cena, não vais soltar a goela. Eu disse, isto é a aguda não chega lá. Ok, então mas estás tranquila? E ela, sim, estou. Mas eu preciso de esquete. Vai, deu-me o resultado. A gaja é muito boa. A gaja é muito boa. Para o que anda aí, mano, ela sobressai, tá? Tem visto o trabalho dela agora, tem que ser só mandá-los, ela é polivalente. Também muito triste. Não tem que ir ao trabalho. Oh, claro, esse é o mestre. É mestre, mano.
Ninguém se quer disso nada disso. Boa viagem. Também é bom. Uau! Vocês vão perto. Mas bom é bagunçado. Sim, sim, sim. Vai.
Esse é Borechini.
Está bem.
There's just a